A high value woman isn't clumsy, messy, and stressed out all of the time. And if you want to let go of some of that negative and super heavy energy, you have come to the right place.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like.
All right, I'm sure we've all been there. We've all been in these seasons of our life where everything just seems so heavy and it makes us more clumsy in our day to day. But manifesting the dream life that you want is not in alignment with that vibration. A queen is someone who doesn't rush. She has her things in order and she has confidence when she moves through her day. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a few steps that you can implement into your routine now that will make you vibrate at a higher level. That way you can embody that goddess energy and stop being stressed out and pulled around by the emotions that are going to come with the chaos that is involved in everyday life. All right, girl. Grab a pen and paper and start to take some notes, and feel free to grab a snack and get comfy because we are going to dive into some different concepts here. This is going to be a beginner's guide, so I'm going to break it all down, the basics, everything that you need to know. If you feel like you're not a beginner in this space and you have been working on your divine feminine energy and really mastering that goddess energy within yourself, that's totally fine too, because a master is someone who has mastered the basics. So even myself, I still find myself day after day going over the basics. I like to use the example at the gym. So many people are looking for like the new, more complicated thing. What's next? What's next? What's next? Well, if you go to the gym and you're trying to find all of these different exercises to build your biceps, it's not necessarily going to give you bigger biceps. When you still grab a dumbbell and do a hammer curl or a preacher curl, this is still a very effective exercise. So we're going to go over the basics that you need to know to master becoming a high value woman and having that spiritual connectedness. All right, so I'm going to present some concepts, but I'm also going to present some ways that you can actually implement them into your life. The first one is connecting with yourself. In one of my other videos, I go over the fact that everything has its own vibration, and so do you. When you are in contact with other things, environments, places, and people, it literally impacts and changes your vibration. So for me, I notice a difference if I'm in a nice, clean space with how I react and how I am and how I'm able to process my life versus if I'm in a space that is messy and disorganized. It really does impact my vibration. The thing is it actually impacts everyone's vibration, but there's so many people out there that don't know what their true vibration is on its own, so they can't see these little subtle details that come into play, and they don't see how their energy is actually being impacted by the people, places, and things that they surround themselves with. So you're like, okay, that's good. I understand that other things are going to impact my vibration, but I can't put myself into a vacuum. How am I supposed to know what my vibration is? Well, your vibration is the vibration of your soul and higher self. It is in alignment with divine. So whenever you're feeling better, you are closer to your authentic self. I find that a great way to get to know yourself is to be alone in nature and to be in a meditative state, to do some journaling and some writing. All of these tools you can use to really connect with yourself. And when you're in nature with that silence and that peace, this is something that is going to raise your vibration. Honestly, your true self isn't the person that you are when you're all stressed out and disorganized and in a terrible state. That is not the truest, highest expression of yourself. The truest, highest expression of yourself is when you are in a calm state that elevates your vibration and you're actually able to see the divine energy and feel the divine energy moving through you. Now, a lot of people say, well, adversity shows a man to himself. Well, that's true. It does show you what you need to heal. You do still need to understand what the divine essence of yourself is. And the best way to do that is to connect with yourself. You can do this through prayer or meditation in the morning. Have a little 10 minutes for yourself here and there. You can do this going out for walks in nature. I think that is an absolutely beautiful way of doing it. And most wealthy, successful, rich people are huge advocates of going out for walks and being present in nature because of the impacts that it has on your vibration on a soul level. So connecting with yourself is very, very important. That way you can see the subtleties and you can see what is lowering your vibration and what areas you need to limit or just plain cut out of your life, because you don't need that lower vibration. My next point is connecting with the divine. I did briefly mention this because when you connect with your innermost self, you are actually connecting with the divine. So one is to get to know your vibration, but then another is to like tap into a higher power and give that higher power your undivided attention. So there's a lot of people who enjoy to start out with meditating. That is a great way to start on your spiritual journey. If you haven't started like visualizing, and if you don't believe in praying, that's totally fine. Meditation is a great way to start because it just lets you disidentify with the mind. You're no longer in this like stress of everyday life, in your survival self. You're able to take a step back and be fully present. Something that I would recommend for you guys if you're just starting out would be to find a guided meditation online. There are a few things that I would kind of warn you about. I'm going to make another video on guided meditation and what you should look for in a guided meditation. I'm going to have that link down below so that way you guys can check that out if that is something that you wanted to look into. If you're not new to the space and you've done meditating before and you feel like you're comfortable, then you can move into praying directly to the universe, or you can go into visualization. I used to actually be terrible at visualizing. Like, I'd close my eyes and I'm like, I see nothing. It's just black. This is not helping me. I don't know how this is helping me in any way. But like anything, it's a muscle, it's a skill. You have to put it into practice. And so these things aren't just something that happen overnight. Embodying your divine feminine energy is something that does require work. And when I got into the space of like trying to find a mentor or a coach or someone who could guide me in this space, they all just kind of said it's something within you and it just is, and so you just have to be. And that didn't really give me a lot of direction on the things I'm supposed to do, because yes, it is within you and you just have to be, but there are things, there are steps and tangible actions, because there's one of the universal laws that is of cause and effect and having aligned action. So this really helped put into perspective the things that I could do to actually master my divine feminine energy. Visualizing for me at the start was very frustrating. That's why I let it go. And then I just focused on meditating. And later I came back to visualization through a different modality of healing, actually. And then my visualization powers really took off. If you find it frustrating, let it go and just find another channel that you're able to use, because there are different options out there for you. And honestly, if we're trying to get you to tap into your like divine feminine and become a more high value woman, putting things into your life that are just going to stress you out is not the way to go. The next one that I have on my list is confirmations, and these are like small manifestations. If you're just starting out on your spiritual journey, you might not be totally inclined to like want to pray, or maybe you don't know what to say, or you don't fully believe. And I was there too. I actually started out as an atheist. I'm gonna link that video down below, because I came from a family that didn't believe in a higher power or connection to the universe or anything like that. And that was like honestly my beliefs as I was growing up. And this that I'm sharing with you is actually how I started. It was just these small things that I would ask the universe, like, I want to have a really good parking spot, or something simple like, within the next 3 days, can you just show me a confirmation of this, or kind of point me in the right direction here. And you can ask for different signs. It could be seeing like angel numbers throughout your day. It could be whatever you choose. You can ask the universe to communicate with you in different ways. And then the universe will do these things. I just want to add in a note here. When you're speaking to the universe and you're asking for something, you can't give like a ultimatum, or there can't be aggression when you're asking, because then chances are the universe won't pull through. Like, you want it to sound more like a request or an ask, and you want it to sound like it is full of love and acceptance. So for instance, for me, when I first started believing in God, I was like, okay, God, if you're real, like, show me 333. You have like the next 3 days to show me that, and then I'm gonna know that it's from you. So saying that you have the next 3 days isn't an ultimatum, but it just kind of creates clarity around your manifestation. That way you have like a tangible in your own mind of like what time frame you have to be aware of looking for this number for. So you can send little requests, you can make small manifestations. I always manifest parking spots because I just think it's nice. And then from there, your manifestation can grow. So if it's not getting the best parking spot, if you don't believe that that can happen right away, maybe you can just manifest alignment moving through your morning, and that you'll have like a good and peaceful morning. And then you can start manifesting having like the first parking spot in whatever building or whatever business that you're going to visit. After that, you can start to manifest some pretty crazy and fun things. So when you start out, it's just like anything, like I mentioned before, you do have to start out with these small things, and then when you gain confidence in the fact that it works, then you can start building bigger and bigger. Next one is a sacred space. Oh my gosh, I just got like the chills. So when you have a sacred being, you want to have a sacred space. And a high value woman, someone who is in her divine feminine energy, is someone that is part of the divine. She has value. She needs a sacred space. She needs alignment. She needs all of these things. For me, it's my home. For maybe you, it might be your room. It might be a specific spot in nature, because I understand that throughout my journey, my home wasn't always relatively available for me to be my sacred space, but then you create another sacred space. I really particularly do love the gym as well. I do see that as another sacred space. And essentially what it is it's a space where your energy is always going to be reconstructed. This is like a charging station for your soul. It's a place where you go that has peace, alignment, cleanliness, it's organized. You want to have all of these aspects, and it's where you go to recharge yourself in a constructive way. So your sacred space cannot be going out to the bar and getting drunk and staying out until 5 a.m. That is not sacred. That is the opposite. You want a space designated to self-care and filling up your own cup. The next principle I want to touch on is moving energy. There are not a lot of people that understand you can't just think your way into a good mood. You need to move the energy. If ever you've had a dog or you've watched animals in nature, you can see when they actually get upset, they have these little mannerisms that they do after they get upset. And that is because they need to move the energy, because they don't want to stay stressed out. They don't want to keep that negative energy within them. And so if you look at a dog's body language, whenever a dog is like stressed out, they might like lick their lips, or they might shake like as if they were having water on them and trying to get it off. If you look at ducks, they'll get into a fight and then they're gonna like flap their wings, or any kind of bird, they're gonna flap their wings after. And that's releasing the excess energy that they have. Humans, because we have so many thoughts and our mind is so, I wanna say complex, but it's not really complex. Our mind is distracted by every single nuance of things. And it isn't always within our best good, because then we shut off this primal, innate instinct that, you know, ducks have and dogs have, that makes it so that we don't move our energy. So you need to have some kind of workout regimen involved. You need to be able to take the energy that you're feeling, if it is negative, and actually transmute it into something positive. Other benefits of working out is you can sculpt a body that you're proud of. You're never going to become a high value woman if you just are super fat and look like shit. And I'm not saying that to down people that are super fat and look like shit. I'm just saying, look at any woman that you idolize or look up to, and she might not have like a bodybuilder body, but she is fit and she embodies that for the most part. If you look at most of the successful women that are successful in every area of life and not just standing on their strengths. Another good aspect that you're gonna need as a high value woman is not only the stress relief, but the dopamine that you get after. So to be peaceful and calm and to surrender to the universe and whatever is happening around you, to allow yourself to be led in a family setting and to allow yourself to be led by God, you need to get rid of the excess energy that just is sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and I am not feeling like a divine feminine woman. I am feeling like a badass, and I am like angry, and I've got fuck you energy all up in here, and I need somewhere to channel it. So I go to the gym an angry person, I come back a happy woman, and you just need that, because not only does it channel the energy, but it also gives you the dopamine too. That way you're able to be relaxing and actually at peace, and it's not something that you're putting on like a facade or a front. It is genuinely felt by you because you've spent your energy, and now you're just able to fully sit back and observe and just be in alignment and be the watcher instead of being the doer and needing to control everything. My final concept is nourishing the physical self. There are multiple ways that you can nourish your physical self, but at the end of the day, the energy that you want to have towards self is that you're valuable and you do things that are of value for yourself. So going out and eating McDonald's is not in alignment with your highest and best. And so if you want to step into your divine feminine energy, this cannot be something that you engage in. The reason for that is because your body is a vessel to the divine. And when you put all of this shit inside of it, it is literally blocking you from connecting to your inner divine being and to connect to the universe, to be able to nourish other people and to be the nurturer. How are you supposed to pour from an empty cup? You're just gonna find yourself like confused, low energy, tired. All of those symptoms come along with having a diet that you do not understand how to dial in. In Six Figure Fit, I go through a lot of this in more depth for you, and I really give you guys the actionable steps from like ground zero all the way up, so it doesn't really matter where you're starting at. And honestly, I've been on my journey for 10 years, and just by repeating these basic things, granted I'm not doing the same thing every single day, it does change, but no matter what level you're at, you can use this program and implement it into your life. And this is the program that I still run in my life every single day, and my environment, my manifestations, my energy, everything in my life just progressively keeps on getting better. Because when you have a system that works, yes, it does need bigger goals and it does need improvements, but at the foundation, you have a successful system. So in Six Figure Fit, we go through everything that you need to know in regards to your nutrition, getting your macros dialed in, what kind of training that you should be doing for yourself, as well as connecting with the divine and others in yourself and figuring out what your true vibration is, as well as life mapping. That way you know exactly where you're headed and what is in alignment with you and what is not in alignment with you. This way you can start to set up your boundaries. And we have a whole masterclass on setting up boundaries, because that was so hard for me, guys. It was just so hard for me at the start to set and keep boundaries with myself and with others. And that really put a huge detriment on my personal development journey, because it really slowed me down when I knew what I wanted, but I wasn't able to voice it and stick to it. So one of the boundaries that I recommend you putting in place is nourishing yourself with the highest vibrating foods, the ones that have the most nutrients in them. If you look at goldfish, you can't explain where goldfish crackers come from, because there's a bunch of shit in them, there's a bunch of additives, there's dyes, and this is not a high vibration food. When you look at the super successful people that are just winning in every area of life, you would never see them sitting down eating a bucket of goldfish crackers. It is just not in alignment with them, because that is not how they vibrate. You want to be looking for whole foods, good proteins. You want to have like natural sourced meat. We buy all of our meat local. We buy all of our veggies local as much as possible. And then other than that, having like frozen veggies are very, very good for you too. And just eating foods that are as close to nature has intended them to be is really going to help you step into your divine feminine energy. Because your divine feminine energy isn't something that's synthetic. It's not a man-made thing. So when you're tapping into this, you want to have those natural aspects. You want to have that good natural food that was created by the universe. That way you're able to step into your divine feminine energy, which is also part of the universe. All right. Whether you are in the academy right now or not, I really hope that you actually take these tools and put them into action into your life. Let me know in the comments below what kind of results you have gotten from taking these action steps and implementing them into your life, because I love to hear about your guys' wins. I will see you all either on our next weekly call in the Academy or next Monday for a regular YouTube video.